create a new user API first. So as we see in the database, there are 4 users. I've already filled out the JSON request for the user, and I'll be sending the post request. As we can see, the new user has been successfully created, and the password should be stored, should be hashed and stored. So as we can see, the new user is here, and the next API is get the user profile API. So I've already logged into a user and added the authorization token here. So I'll just be sending the same API again. Yeah, as we can see, the user with user ID 1, we've got the data for that. The next API is the user feed API, and the same here. I've already logged into the user and filled in the authorization token. So let me send the request, and yeah, we get the response. The next one is the user's recommended posts, and similarly here I've already logged into a user and used the bearer token, and once I send the request, we get the response.
Backend, we'll start with the login API. In the login API, we are expecting 2 fields from the user, email and the password. Once the user passes these 2 fields, we generate the access token, which will be used for the authentication and the JWT token creation for all the APIs henceforth after the login process. So in the response structure, we create access token, email, result and username is passed to the front end. The other API which was created was the user list. This user list API will be used to showcase all the users present in the database, and the user can select which user to follow or unfollow based on his preferences. So this all the APIs after the login process will require this header, and in that there will be the authorization and the access token passed during the login API. This authentication is carried out in the backend part as well, and if the token passed is the correct one, then the response is sent from the backend, sending the list of all the users except the current user. Another API was the follow API. Uh, in this API, in the URL string, the following ID is passed, user ID is passed, and we will extract the current user ID from the access token in the backend code, and then we have to update it in the follow table. So when I hit this API, the follow it shows that the first user is following the second user. So when I check in the database, we can see this. So we can see the first user is following the second user. Similarly, for unfollow API, we delete the record existing in the follow table. So after executing this API, we can again see in our database that now no longer the record is present in the database. So this way we have implemented follow and unfollow APIs. In the single user post, we now restrict to show all the posts created by the single users as well. So if a user log into our portal and want to see all the posts created by him or her only, so they can hit this API and it will only show the post created by that user. So here you can see all this posts were created by a single users only, and we are getting the result, and we get that user ID from this access token. For search API, we are expecting a text field sent from the UI front end development team, and in that it will contain the text, and depending on the text we will search in our database, and we will send them the pertaining the to that text all the post, and you can test it. So this way all these APIs were created in this sprint. Along with that, we have also performed the testing in the Golang. The testing part is done using the uh, main_test.go, and we can show that using this command go test. verbose. So here we can see all the test cases getting passed. This this is how we have performed unit testing in the backend as well.